I think it's just, what we've seen over the last few years, and I think that's what's...
What's up, everyone? It's your channel TFD, back again with another video, and today, we got a story straight out of Iowa that's making waves. Looks like Caitlin Clark's dad, Brent Clark, is in the news, and we had to talk about it. Now, we all know the ongoing saga with WNBA referees, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark. There's been plenty of controversy, a whole lot of technicals, and let's be honest, not everyone's been happy with the calls. But this time, it's not just Caitlin, her dad is stepping into the spotlight. During the Indiana Fever's preseason game up in Iowa, Brent Clark went on national TV and didn't hold back. In an interview with ESPN's Holly Rowe, he straight up said, "There's a lot of room for improvement, particularly in the officiating. If you make the game more fluid, people are going to like the product even more." That's a direct shot at the refs, and honestly, it's not the first time the Clark family has had something to say about officiating. What's wild is, Brent even mentioned he's seeing some improvement lately, at least in that preseason game. Maybe the league is finally listening, maybe not, but the Clarks are always going to keep it real about the refs. And let's not forget, Caitlin herself couldn't resist a little jab before the game, telling the press the refs need to swallow their whistle. Classic Caitlin, never afraid to speak her mind and keep the pressure on the officials. Caitlin Clark's dad roasts WNBA referees during ESPN interview at Fever Iowa game. Caitlin Clark isn't the only person in her family who seems to have a disdain for WNBA referees. Indiana Fever icon Caitlin Clark isn't fond of referees. Tune in to just about any Fever game, and Clark can typically be seen showing frustration towards a referee at some point. Whether it be over a botched call, a missed call, or something else, it's common to see the 23-year-old not seeing eye to eye with how the game is officiated. And it became apparent during the Fever's WNBA preseason game against the Brazilian national team on Sunday, which is taking place at the University of Iowa's Carver-Hawkeye Arena, that this disdain for referees runs in the family. At one point in the contest, ESPN sideline reporter Holly Rowe interviewed Clark's father, Brent. And when asked about what he learned about the WNBA during Clark's rookie season, Brent said, "Well, I think there's a lot of room for improvement there, I think particularly in the officiating. I've kind of noticed a little bit of a difference on Sunday. It looks like they're really officiating the game like it should be officiated. If you make the game more fluid, people are going to like the product even more than it is right now," he added. So he let it be known real clear the biggest thing he learned about the WNBA? Man, how horrible these referees are. And I mean absolutely horrible. No sugarcoating, no holding back. It is what it is, man. They bleepin' my words out, bro. That's how real it got. When it comes to making calls, especially calls that actually protect Caitlin Clark, these refs out here just freelancing, bro, straight up. Now, I will give credit where it's due. I've seen a slight uptick in flagrant calls this season. I'm talking about real ones, like what we saw with Sophie Cunningham back in that first game. She got thrown down a couple times, and yeah, they hit M with the flagrants. That's progress. Now, Caitlin didn't even play in that one game, the one against the Brazilian national team, but let me tell you something. Those ladies weren't coming to foul, push, shove, or start drama. Nah, man, they were just happy to be there. Just happy to share the floor with Caitlin Clark. That's respect. Like, this was probably the biggest game of their lives. And you could tell, bro, the energy was different. After the game, they dapped her up. Took a moment to show love. No sneak disses. No hate. Just straight admiration. There was like, "Caitlin, can you please sign our jerseys?" That's the mood they was in. That's the aura Caitlin Clark carries. And honestly, that was beautiful to see. No drama. No cheap shots. Just hoop respect. Now, in the words of Caitlin's daddy himself, man, let's just get to this clip. You gotta hear it straight from him. Hopefully, we don't get hit with one of those copyright strikes or nothing crazy, but hey, it's too important not to show y'all. Let's roll it.
A remarkable impact on attendance. 35 consecutive sellouts at Carver-Hawkeye. The senior average attendance over 14,900. Rookie season with Indiana, the home average attendance, the WNBA record over 17,000. And on the road, a league record over 15,000 average attendance. And traversing the crowd here at Carver-Hawkeye is Holly Rowe.
Well, Ryan, the crowd does not disappoint today. So many people came out to support Caitlin. This game sold out. The WNBA All-Star game sold out. That will be held in Indianapolis this week. And these fans are crazy. We've talked to people that came from Canada, Connecticut. People drove over 4 hours to be here at this game. And it's pretty exciting. Not only the fans drove to be at this game, but Caitlin's dad is here. And Brent, I got to ask you a little bit about, let me sit down for a sec. Caitlin packing this building like this. I know it's her teammates. I know it's Iowa, but what makes you proud about your daughter right now seeing this?
Well, I think it's just, what we've seen over the last few years, and I think that that's what's special. And I think the fact that you're seeing it here in Iowa City, it's sort of the epicenter, if you will, of women's basketball right now. And now hopefully that's just going to carry over to the W.
Okay, so you're new W parents. What did you learn in her rookie season that you can help support her and be there for her in this coming season?
Well, I think, there's a lot of room for improvement there. I think particularly in the officiating. I've kind of noticed a little bit of a difference. It looks like
Mr. Clark came right out and said it. It's the officiating. Plain and simple. And listen, I already told y'all. Go back to the end of last season. I said it clear. The biggest obstacle for the Indiana Fever wasn't the roster, wasn't the coach, wasn't the chemistry. It was the refs, bro. Then, I doubled down at the start of the season. Said it again. And again. And again. Go check the vids. I got a whole playlist on this. The biggest problem for Caitlin Clark and the Fever? Not the opponents. Not the defense. It's the referees, bro. They're gonna be the real deciding factor in how far this team goes. Mark my words, it ain't the players on the court. It's the people with the whistles.
Really officiating the game like it should be officiated, because I think if you make the game more fluid, people are going to like the product even more than it is right now.
Speaking of more fluid, I am obsessed with this ball movement today. These are 8 new players on this team, on this roster. A lot of turnover, but the passing and the ball movement has been...
Now look, the ball movement you seeing? That's straight outta a motion offense. And Coach Stephanie White made it very clear. This team will be running motion offense, period. So when you see all that passing, that off-ball movement, them cuts to the lane, they're not just doing it for fun. They're hunting for open lanes and clean shots, bro. That's something we didn't see under Christie's sides last season. She wasn't really rolling with that motion style system. Now listen, some folks got mixed reviews about it. Some people still questioning it. But based off what we saw yesterday, I'm telling you, it looked like it's clicking. Caitlin Clark dropped 16. Kelsey Mitchell came through with 17. That offense was flowing. This could be a real turning point for the Fever as they gear up for the 2025 season. Now, granted, yeah, they put the beats on a Brazilian team, so let's not crown him just yet, but I'm really interested to see how this motion offense holds up once they go up against the Atlanta Dream, or that new WNBA squad, whoever's next on the schedule. We just gotta watch how it holds up once the real battles begin.
Exactly what we are expecting. What do you think so far?
That's the same thing. I commented to my wife earlier that it seems like, and I think Steph White's reinforcing this, is that she says you do not hold the ball more than 1 second. I mean, it's quick decision making. They're moving the ball, and that leads to a lot of points.
Right. Fun type of basketball to watch. Last question for you. Just what is it like for you to be back here? So many beautiful moments and memories and records that your daughter set in this building. What is this like to be back here today for your family?
Well, it's certainly special, and I think the fact that it's almost like we never left. That's the thing about, I think, the state of Iowa in particular, and the university. They just embrace their athletes, whether it's Caitlin or whether it's, any other athlete. They love it. It's kind of their professional team, and that's what makes it, I think, just a fantastic experience every time you come.
All right. You can always go home again. That's a good feeling. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Holly. That's Brent Clark. I love,
Big shout out to Mr. Clark for that interview. Man, much respect. But listen, y'all, get down in that comment section right now. I need to hear from y'all. Let me know what y'all think about everything. The interview, the game, the refs, the motion offense, all of it. Drop your thoughts below. Don't forget like and subscribe.